Hello everyone. So we are back again in the session of team building. Now in the last session we have discussed about the types of teams which are there in the organization. So basically we have discussed about four major teams, that is functional team, cross-functional team, metrics team and the contract team. So in all four teams, we have understood that contract team is basically a team which is framed outside the organization. They are not the part of the organization. So basically, you can say that we are doing the outsourcing of the people for some specific project, but the person who is leading the project is from the company only. And these contract teams, once the teams are formed, once the project is achieved, then they just vanished because these are teams which are made on contractual basis. Let's say the team will be in existence only till the time the team will be in existence only till the time the contract is not yet the contract doesn't get completed. So for that purpose, we create this contract team, and functional and cross-functional team are very similar, very same to each other. The only difference in functional and cross-functional team is the functional team is something which is from the same department. It carries the group of people from the same specific department, and cross-functional team is a team which carries the people from different departments. And when it comes to managing these teams, then the biggest challenge with the which the team leader face in managing the team is with the contractual team, because the people who are in the contractual team are not the part of the organization. The person who is leading them, he or she doesn't know who is that person. They are not aware, they have never worked with those persons. So the major challenge which the leader face while managing the team is with the contractual team. And the the functional team are the most easiest team to be managed, because in cross functional team, in functional team, people belong from the same department. And when it comes to team, so again, metric team, it is not challenging for the employer to manage the metric team, but yes, it is challenging for the employees to work in the metric team environment, where they have two immediate person who are going to look towards their work, who are going to give them the roles, responsibilities, who are going to command them, who are going to check their work. So basically, these are the person who are having two different bosses. So it is very difficult for the metrics team, the people, the employees who are in the metric team, it is very difficult for them to work over there, because they do not know. At times they just struggle to decide which work is more important, which is on higher priority, what work should I start first. So that is the major challenge. Except metric team, there is no other team which has the role of two different bosses in the organization. Rest all the team just have one reporting person, that is the immediate reporting person. So the challenge in metrics team is the people. Maybe a metric team is similar to the cross-functional team, because why they have two bosses. So let's say we have created the cross-functional team where people are from different departments. So what they have to do, the employee from different department have to report to the project manager, and along with that, they have to report to their immediate departmental head also. And that becomes one of the challenge, that to whom they are going to report, whom they are going to listen, whose instruction they need to follow. So that is the challenge which the people face when they are into the metrics team. Now today we will be discussing about few more different types of team, and if we talk about few more types of team, then the first team, the fifth team type of team which we will be discussing is the operational team. Now what are the operational teams? Operational teams are seen as the face of the organization by people who uses this service. So this is the face of the organization. They are the people who comes in direct contact with the customers. So they are the representative, they are the face of the organization, and it is very important that they present the organization in a very graceful and attractive manner, because people, in the mind of the people, the reputation of the organization, the goodwill of the organization will be created on basis of these operational team. So for example, if you want to know what is the operational team, the person who are directly selling the products to the customer in the store are the part of the operational team. So basically, that's why we say that these are the people who are the face of the organization. They are the face of the organization. They are the person seeing whom the people relate them to the organization. Let's say if they are very professional, then people will say this organization is very nice. They have a very good staff, professional staff, and if not so, then it will create a negative impact, negative image in the mind of the people. They might work directly with people, provide services, or produce the goods. Why we call them the face of the organization? Because they are working directly with the people by providing them the services, by providing them with the goods, with the products. So everything, they are dealing with the customers directly. So it can be in the store, it can be in their outlet, it can be in the factory. So let's say, many big brands, what they do, they just have their product at different places, right? We all know that. Let's say if we talk about Van Heusen, so they will have their Van Heusen clothes in different malls. So the people, the group of people who will be managing that outlet is the part of the operational team. So they are the people who are the direct face of the organization, who represents the organization. And when we say that someone, if he or she is representing the organization, then they need to be very professional, because seeing them, the person will have the perception about the organization, that how the organization looks like, what is the culture, which type of employees are there in the organization. If a person is not good with handling the queries, this organization do not have good support system. So indirectly, we are not pointing out the finger to the customer, to the executive who was dealing with us. Maybe only that executive was not good, but as we all know that he is the representative of the company, so we have blamed the entire customer service team that they are not good in this organization. So that is why we say that they are the face of the organization, and they need to be well trained, well presented when they are dealing with the customers, because they'll be directly dealing with the people. They're providing them the goods and the services. Operational team usually have well-defined roles and responsibility. Now, when we are talking about the operational teams, operational team are the one which will have the clear defined roles and responsibility of each and every person who is the part of the operational team. So let's say we have a store manager. He's the part of the operational team, but he will have his own responsibilities. A person who is addressing the query, he will have his own responsibility. The person who is sitting on the cash counter, he will have his own clearly defined responsibilities. So each and every person in the operational team will be very much clear about the roles and responsibility which they are going to fulfill. As soon as a person is hired in the organization to be the part of the operational team, they will have the well-defined, clearly defined roles, responsibilities. The member of this team support other teams in carrying out their responsibility with efficiency. Okay, why we say that members of this team help the other team in carrying out their responsibilities. How? How? You know, these are the people who are directly dealing with the customers, right? They are selling the customers, they are selling the products, they are selling the services to the customer. So they are the right people who will know that what is in demand in the market, what are the things which customers are liking about their product or services, what are the things the customer do not like about their product and services. So they are the right person who will help the marketing team, who will have the production team, who will help the sales team to address and to come up with those products, bringing making those necessary changes which will help them to increase the demand in the market. So that is why we say that the members of this team strongly support other teams in carrying out their responsibility effectively and efficiently. So in short, we can say that they are the person who are letting the organization, letting the different departments know about what the customer wants, how much the customer is satisfied with them. Next, the operational team manages and optimizes working in the organization to earn profit. So what the operational team is doing, the operational team is simply managing and optimizing the working in the organization, and they just ensure that the organization is running with the profit. The organization is earning the profit. Next, what are the advantages and disadvantages of operational team? Now, if we talk about the advantages of the operational team, so basically we have three advantages of the operational team, that is profitability management. So the team, this team basically focus on managing the profit of the organization. How they help in managing the profitability of the organization? What are the ways by which they are doing that? So if we talk about the profitability management, so when your operational team are properly managed, it is easier for your company, for the executive of the company, to rely on the production activity so that they can get the better understanding of your revenue system. When you will see that regular feedback is coming from your operational team, so it will also be easy for the management to rely on that consistent information which you are getting to find new ways of increasing the sale and profit of the organization, and to come up with a new and more creative ideas. The second advantage is better resource management. Because team just focus on effectively managing all the resources to ensure that the potential of the resources, the optimum utilization of the resources is done by each and every person of the team and of the departments. So When we talk about resources, it also include the physical machinery as well as the labor resources. So it ensures that everything, each and every resource, whether it is the human resource, it is the physical resource, it is the financial resource, whatever resource it is, everything is used properly. Last advantage is competitive advantage. Now, competitive advantage means now when you are able to coordinate with the multiple levels in the organization, let's say when you are able to coordinate with the manufacturing, production, sales department in the organization, then obviously, you know, you are sharing the same type of same information, same observation, your feedback with all departments. So it is going to ensure that there is smooth working, that the departments are running smoothly in the organization. And by this, the production time may also decrease, which will allow you to deliver goods on time, which is the very crucial aspect of having a great customer relation and customer retention strategy. We are in the market and there is lot of competition in the market. Every person, every business is struggling to compete with each other. Everyone is struggling to capture the market, to attract the customer, to retain. It's not just about attracting the customer, it is also about retaining the customer. So each and every person is struggling with the same thing. So here it provides you with the advantage of standing firmly and compete with other competitors in the market. It will help you, it will give you a good scope to retain the customer and have good customer relation. When you are reducing your production time, that means you will be able to deliver and satisfy the demand of the customer in a short span of time. And it will also allow you to promptly deliver the great products and keep you ahead in the world of competition, in the market of competition. Now, these are the advantages, but there are two disadvantages of operational team. The first disadvantage is multi-level dependency. You know, it requires lot of coordination and cooperation between the different components of the organization. You know, even if they have given you the right feedback about what is the demand in the market, what the customer want, but though you have planned out everything properly, but if you do not follow that plan properly, if you fail to carry it out properly, your plan fails and you are unable to meet the target which you have set as per your planning. So that is the multi-level dependency creates some problem, because when you are dependent on multiple things, obviously decision gets slow and it is very difficult to coordinate among between each and every department. So that is the first disadvantage, and second disadvantage is human error. So another problem which they face is the human error, because see, it's the feedback which they are getting from the human, and there might be chances that the human resource, the operational team couldn't identify the right need of the customer. And this can lead to huge loss of the organization, because things are being manufactured as per the analysis which was shared by the operational team, but when it comes to sale, the sale team is unable to deliver the project because that is not in demand by the customer. So it is very important to ensure that operational management is coordinating various activities such as operations, marketing, finance, accounting, human resource, everything they are considering before planning out for what steps they are going to take. This is the second disadvantage which comes in the operational team. So with this, we have completed the operational team. The next team which we are going to discuss today is, it is something which is really very interesting, and that all of sudden took a boom in the market. You know what type of team is that? That is the virtual team. If I talk about 2 years back, let's go back to 2019. If I talk about 2019, do you think at that point of time, the virtual teams were very common? We used to hear this term very frequently in the organization. Was it a part of our day-to-day life? No. If I talk about 2019, if I just take you 2 years back, I know everyone will be thinking that, yes, let's go to 2 years back when there was no COVID. But jokes apart, yes, if I talk about till 2019, the craze of virtual team was not that much, because at that point of time, it was believed that working from home, working from different geographical location is not going to give is not going to boost the productivity and give good returns, but that was just a myth. And in last 2 years, the employees have proved that working from home have improved their efficiency, and even that has improved their work. They have increased their working hours, because the hours which they were devoting for their travel, now they're utilizing their hours either for the family or for the work. So now the next sixth type of team which we are going to discuss today is the virtual team. Virtual team, like virtual learning, what we are doing right now. So virtual team means they do not interact in real life and rely on different tools to collaborate on their work. So these are the teams which do not meet in physical form, like how we are meeting. So they also meet in the same way. They are in front of the screen. They are using their technology. They are using the different tools to collaborate for their work. So there are many different tools which you can use for virtual team meetings. That is, you have Zoom, you have Jitsi, you have Google Meet, you have OBS. So there are a lot of softwares. You can select any one as per your own convenience and in which your team is comfortable. So if we talk about virtual team, these are the teams which do not meet in real. They do not sit at one place around the table. They are just using different tools to collaborate on their work. These teams often consist of members from different geographical locations. Right. When we talk about virtual teams, so these are the teams which have the people who belong from different geographical locations. The people will be, some will be from India, maybe they will be from outside India. So they are not sharing, not just the office, they even do not share the same geographical location. They might be sitting far away from each other when they are meeting virtually. And these teams bring together creative individuals from different parts of the world, resulting in better ideas and more creativity. Now, the best part of virtual team is it gives you the pool of talent. Why it is giving you the pool of talent? Because you will have the option to hire the best talent who is not willing to relocate. You can even hire that person because you will be working virtually. So it gives you the best idea and the more creative talent you can hire for your organization. So this is the virtual team. Now, if we talk about virtual team, there are various different types of virtual team which are there. Now, the first type of virtual team is networked team. If we talk about network team, now these teams are geographically dispersed. They are sitting in different geographical locations. So these teams are geographically dispersed. They may have members from outside the organization. Now, this virtual network team, they might have some employees who are from outside the organization. They are not the full-time employees of the organization. They are not the full-time workers in the organization, but they are someone who are outside the organization, and the members are often people with different expertise. Now, when we are talking about the network team, in this team, they have the members who are expert in their specific field. So you can say that this network team is a pool of talented, expertised, skilled, knowledgeable people of their specific department. They play the cross-functional role so as to solve a specific problem. Now, why do we have used the cross-functional role? Because they will be in this team, the people will be from different skill sets. They're not the people who are having the same skills, who are having the same knowledge, who are having the same area of expertise. Rather, they are the people who have different expertise in their knowledge, who have different specific skill set. Let's say a person from finance, he will be expert in taking the financial decisions. So there will be people who are from the different expertise, and they come together to solve some specific problems. Like in organization, let's say these are the network teams which are framed to solve the crisis, the sudden crisis which has come in the organization. So for that, this cross-functional roles, the team, the expert people come together to solve the specific issue. Let's say there is an opportunity which is waiting for them. So they might again come together to discuss about that opportunity and how we are going to grab that opportunity. So for specific issues, they come together, and very often the people whose role has been finished leave the team. Though they are the network team, they have people from outside the organization, but still they continue to work together. They usually do not leave the team once their work is achieved. And this type of virtual team is seen in consulting business and technology firms. So basically, when we talk about these type of team, basically these are the two places where we see these network team. And now when we're talking about consulting business, obviously when we are hiring someone for consulting purpose, we will definitely go with the person who is expert in that. So yes, we have these network teams specifically in the consulting and the technology firms. The second type of virtual team is parallel teams. Now, what are the parallel teams? These teams are form of the members working within the organization. Now, when we were talking about the network team, that was the team which has the people outside the organization, but when we are talking about parallel team, they have the people who are working within the organization. It is the group of people, it is a team of people who are the part of same organization. So members are given added responsibility to take care of which they have to handle parallelly, and hence the name parallel team came. So it is not that people will be leaving their work and whatever they were working, but it is the added responsibility which is being given to the employees, which has been given to the people, which they have to take care along with their current responsibilities which they are handling. So it is basically the added responsibility which is being given to the employees, and that is why the name came out to be the parallel team, because parallelly they have to take care of their current responsibility, and along with that they also have to take care of the additional responsibility which they have got. The team is intact till the end and no one leaves in between. So when this team is formed, let's say the company is coming up with a grand product launch. So the company has come up with a new product, and the company is planning for a grand product launch. So for that grand product launch, the company has not made a different team. So what it has done, that the people who are already in the organization, who are already working in that project, they have just selected 5-6 people from those people and created a team. Now they all will be working with their earlier responsibility. Along with that, they will also work on planning for the grand launch of their product. Until the time they do not launch their product, the launching doesn't go successful, till that time they are not going to leave the team. They'll stay together, they'll work together, and they will not leave the team until and unless their work is being, their task is being achieved. And parallel teams are used in companies of R&D, sales, marketing, wherein all the team members put forth their views and perspective to achieve the determined goals. These are the teams. The parallel teams are usually found in the R&D, research and development, sales and marketing team. Why? Because see, the marketing person will also be engaged in the added responsibility of how much sales to be increased or how much production to be increased. So that is why we say that these parallel teams are usually in the companies like research development, sales and the marketing, wherein all the team members give their views for the successful achievement of the goals and objectives of the organization. This is the second type of virtual team. The third type of virtual team is project development or product development team. So when we talk about the project development, product development team, members are brought together from different parts of the globe. Now here, we are not talking about the organization. We are selecting the people from different parts of the globe. People are being selected, are being hired from different parts who can be the good resource for completion, for achieving the project, for completing the project. They have an aim to develop a product or a system. So what they aim? They basically aim to develop a product or a system for achieving the goal or the objective of the organization. Various subject experts from different parts of the country come together to make something unique. So what they are doing? Various subject experts, the people who are expert in their own specific field, they are coming together from different parts of the world to make something unique. Now, if you want to have an idea of this project development team, if I'm not wrong, you all might have seen the Bollywood movie where there was Abhishek Bachchan, and just give me a minute. Let me just recall the name of that movie. Yes, we all have seen that movie Players. So what in Players, what they do? You know, when they are creating the team, so what they do? You know, Vinod Khanna, he just tell the name of the individual, of the person who are expert in their field, like the person who is a great magician, who will be required for executing their plan. A person who is very good in making the thing, who is very good in cracking the code. We just hire that person. A person who is very good in tracking, playing with the technology, they hire that person. A person who is very clean with the hands, you know, whatever she do, no one get to know. So what they're doing, they have a project. You know, Vinod Khanna was having a project in his mind, and for that project he was hiring the various subject experts, various experts from different part of the country, who can come together to do something different, do something unique. That was all about the robbery, but here we are not talking about that. We are talking about the organization. Same way, for a project to be successful, for bringing out something different and unique, people are being called, are being hired from various parts of the globe, who are expert in the specific field, who are expert when the specific, who have the specific and the expert knowledge and skill. They have been hired, they are a former team, so that they can come up with something different and unique. So there are four more teams, like there is work, production, and functional team. So this is the fourth type of virtual team. Now we talk about the fourth type of virtual team, that is the work, production, or functional team. So in this, these teams are formed when the team members need to perform a single type of task. Whenever they have to perform one same single type of task for that purpose, this work, production, or the functional teams are formed, and the work responsibility and the roles are clearly defined. So in this stream also, the work responsibilities, and their goal is clearly defined. Each and every person knows that for what role and responsibility they are being hired, and accordingly they work. There are three more type of team which we will be discussing in the next session of team building. With this, we have come to the end of today's session. If you have any doubt related to whatever we have discussed, that is the operational team and the virtual team, and along with that, the types of virtual team, the four types of virtual team which we have discussed. So if you have any doubt related to those four types of virtual team, or what is the operational team, how it is different from cross-functional team or functional team, you can ask me. Okay. So if there are no doubts, we are done with today's session. We'll have our next session on work-life balance, which we will be starting in next 10 minutes, and where we will be discussing about how to reward your staff, and how reward is very important to keep your staff motivated and help them to have a balance between their personal as well as their professional life. So we'll see you after 10 minutes. Bye-bye.